How's it? Okay. Good. He's all We too were told to keep it kind of short, so that's what we tried to do. There are many memories and so much I could say about Rachelle, but I should make this toast a brief one. Rachelle is a very warm and loving person whom I'm very proud of. And if you can bear with me, I'd like to brag just a little about her and Chris. She works as a librarian, a teen librarian at Strathcona County Library, as everybody probably all knows. After graduating with distinction from university. Woo! Amen. And, I know what a wonderful wife she will be, and that she has picked a very wonderful man to marry. Again, I'm making this brief, and I've had it all written out, so I'm not going to add to it. Switching gears a little bit, I must confess that Rachel was the child I was most concerned about when it came to organization, so it's ironic she's a librarian. Because she was always such a free-spirited little girl. I can recall many hours working together on school projects at the last moment. Yeah, which were actually very special times together. But today, I can see that God has surely heard my prayers for her, as she is a very well-balanced person whom I love dearly. Rachelle also has a very fun-loving side, and a few months ago, there was a mishap in the kitchen, and I guess I can mention it was a wedding shower that we had, and that was a lot of fun. As Cam was carrying a pot of meatballs, the handle broke, and the pot hit the floor. But luckily, it just hit like flat on the bottom, so that it never spilled out, so nothing was lost. But there was like about 6 meatballs that leaked out of the pot, and then all of this sauce went splashing onto the walls, cupboards, and ceiling. And so that was kind of fun. And none of it got on Cam either. And Rachelle, always being able to see the funny side of things, turned a very embarrassing moment into a light-hearted time, and everybody had a good laugh instead. Also, switching gears, I'd like to say that when Chris and Rachelle first met, and the more I heard about him from Rachelle, like you, the more I was impressed. Very impressed. I really couldn't have asked for a better son-in-law. Yeah. Chris is a very special man who I know truly loves my daughter, and that's important to parents. I believe they are soulmates, and we thank the Lord above for bringing them together. Chris is hardworking and dedicated person, even with the preparation of the wedding. Oh man, it was like Chris, we all depended on, is this done yet? Chris has got that, and or he's gonna, and it was a lot of fun. Chris is so loving, so patient, so kind, as anyone who knows him can surely tell. Rachelle absolutely loves him, and there's no wonder about that. May the Lord grant them hope and a good future. Also, we love Chris's family, and we're really happy to be a part of that. Yeah, you guys are awesome. We like to thank everybody who did lots, little, whatever. All of it made it special. Thanks, Robin. Thanks, Krista. Yeah. Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Wendy. And thank you to everybody for sound and everything else. I'm going to just give it to you, and then I'll say.
I just want to say when I met Rachelle, I was just, wow. And when I looked up her name, and it's, well, Rachel. Rachel in Hebrew is a little lamb. So I always called her my little lamb. And she's like a little lamb. She's always hopping around, and she's always so gentle and cute and everything, and getting into mischief and everything. But the thing with a lamb is you need a shepherd. So Chris, I have to get you one of those shepherd staffs. And you're gonna have to really be a shepherd, right? So that's yeah, keep her alive. So.
So that was my short little speech, trying to capture a lot in a little bit of time. Now for the toast. Let's acknowledge the couple. The Lord bless the couple.
We too would like to welcome Chris into our family also. He's an awesome addition to our families. Thank you.
Very nice. Now we're going to hear from the bridegroom, Bridget.
So, yeah, I was gonna kind of rock out the gym story, but Catherine told me I wasn't allowed to, so then I just thought it might be best to put my own little personal touch on it, wing it a little bit, and I came up with this a little while ago. Yeah, I guess I'll start by saying I've known Chris and Shell for quite a while now, almost 7 years. I'm so proud to be their good friends and part of their special day. They really are great people, and they're similar people and different at the same time. I met them at different times, which makes sense, which is good. Chris first, Shell next. But what was similar upon meeting the both of them separately was that they were both very accepting. Both made me feel like a friend right away. And to me, that's something that's truly special. Doesn't happen very often. And being someone who's not from here, that was very welcoming. That was very refreshing. It was a big deal to me. And I really appreciate them for that. Yeah. Upon meeting them though, they were also very different people. Shell seemed like a cool hippie chick. Chris, like a cool nerdy guy. I'm gonna reach out and go to the computer thing, always helping me with my computer, which was super handy. Like, I was his friend either way, but computer thing, nice touch. So I was like, okay, bonus. But when they got together, as time went by, I noticed they both went. Oh wait, where am I? They both kind of shared their styles a little. Shell all of a sudden became more nerdy, like the librarian edge. And Chris like a little more hippied out and free loving with his long curly locks. So it was really cool. It was cool. And so my point is, that's been an amazing transition through the years, seeing them become closer and closer, and really, most importantly, meshing their differences to become similarities. But still different, two different people. I'm just really proud to know such a beautiful couple, and I'm excited for them and their future adventures that they'll share as a husband and wife. Congrats. Love you guys.
All right, now we're going to hear from Chris's brother and groomsman.
Well, Chris, you're my brother. I've known you all my life. You know me most of yours. Shell, ever since I met you, I knew you were the person that was going to be with my brother. I went to Ozora with you, went through that whole experience. Wonderful. Other than that, Robin pretty much said what needs to be said. You guys are wonderful together. Love you. Thank you. Good job.
Short, sweet, and to the point. Yeah, good. And now we're probably going to hear from the bride and groom themselves. Chris and Shell.
Wow, it's truly been a magnificent day. I'm just so thankful to see everyone's beautiful faces, that you all came out and you turned the fog into sunshine. So thank you for that. There's just so much love and support in here. It overwhelms me. There's so many people who had a beautiful part in this. And the support we've received from everyone is just enough to last a lifetime. We're gonna remember this for ages to come. I did want to specifically thank, of course, my mom and Cam for your huge role in helping Chris's dream come true, which was making this meal. I've cooked for the homeless before, for about 500 people, making spaghetti and meatballs. And that was insane. And we had like 20 people in this like souped up kitchen with multiple stoves, multiple fridges, everything. So I knew when he said he wanted to go into this that it was going to be quite a production and that we would of course need help. And you guys were there to just pull through. And you took it on without any hesitation, and you had your wonderful friends come into the kitchen and help us put it together, and I've just been completely impressed by it's Adele and Candace and their daughters Katie and Elsa. They are just incredible. I would have thought it was Chris in the kitchen, to be honest with you. It tastes so good. Kelly Stewart, and my dad for their help in amplifying the ceremony and creating that special magical moment. There was a few glitches, and without hesitation, Justin, Matt, you were there in a jiffy and you were just helping out. There's so much support and love in this place. So you really, truly pulled it together and created that wonderful moment for us. So thank you so much. I also want to thank my darling nieces, nephew, and my youngest sister, Megan, for playing your part as flower fairies and rocking out the bubble fairy idea that I had you get into. You looked amazing in your tutus, and I'm just so thankful that you agreed to be part of this day. You were very lovely. Justin and Riley, for your wonderful smiles and for greeting the guests as they came in, for arranging the hay bales. Thank you. And of course, my bridesmaids. You've helped in ways that only ladies can. Catherine, you've laced me up so many times. I don't even know how I would have got into this thing without your help. We've truly experienced a bit of the Victorian era with this outfit. My lady in waiting here, I got this corset on, it was made to fit, obviously you guys know, I designed it. And it was very stiff, so I couldn't even put on boots. I couldn't, do hardly anything. So Catherine was right there, and she helped me out so much, and thank you for that. Bridget, your photography and your graphic design skills continue to impress me. You have an artist's eye, and I've always known that, and you do such beautiful work. Bridget designed the wine labels that are on the table, and there are 2 different backings to some of the wines. So Mahe Estates, Poirier Estates. So thank you, Bridget, for making that dream come true. They're truly beautiful. Finally, I'd like to thank my husband, Chris. You've been so patient through this whole process. You've been such a motivation. Usually it's the bride scrambling around, trying to crack the whip on the groom, and every time it's me in a moment of stress. There's so much to do. Chris says, what do you need? Grabs 5 things off my to-do list and knocks them out in like 2 days. And I'm like still on the water. Been such a support through this whole thing. I truly couldn't have done it without you.
Keep it
you
up.
have a brilliant mind and so many magical ideas that help bring this whole wonderful day together. So thank you.
Now it's a standard. And I'd like to thank Robin and Krista. There we go. Too tall for this. I'd like to thank Robin and Krista for all of their help. They've been absolutely wonderful. Anytime we need anything done, I know I can turn to them and they get it done. No questions asked. I'd like to thank my dad and Rachelle's dad for making the wine. It was delicious. Everyone has enjoyed it. Look at my notes here. I'd like to thank Robin and Scott for being great groomsmen, organizing a wonderful bachelor party, making this all happen. Justin has been a huge help. He set up the sound equipment in here. He has lent us his band's equipment for the day. So we're going to have a wonderful sound for the dance. And not only that, if it wasn't for you, the ceremony would not have had music. You pulled through in that crisis, and that was wonderful. Also, he helped me to make the altar and all the coasters along here we cut with his dad's saw. So